Hey, sorry for that. People came over pretty late and then got a call to get my other wheelchair fixed up and then figured, okay, well, while we're already doing that, might as well call the bank. Turns out that they did not, in fact, put the order in for my debit card, so I had to do that yet again. And now we'll be waiting for 7 to 10 business days again. Oh, okay. Sorry that all took so long. Yeah, be streaming for at least another hour. Pacing should go faster. First, though, we're gonna be uh tinkering with the um sorry, voice attack stuff, so I don't have to be balancing this all this stuff so much. Okay. For now, we need to get these shortcuts set up. I don't know how to shift these yet. Okay, let's look. There's like not some anything that just brings up the shortcut menu in general though. That's not helpful. How are you supposed to do that? Anyways. Unless that's what their shortcuts are pre-binded as. That might be it actually. I don't know if this game had like full form key rebinding. So if that's the case, return that to 1. Inventory. Yeah, none of that's helpful. It's just kind of making it clear to me how jacked up my strength has gotten that trying to do some middle mouse. What do you mean login get started? What? What is going on? Did I even need Streamlabs chat setting? I feel like I didn't. Maybe I did. I don't remember why. Wait, what was the emote effects? Oh, interesting. Is that stats from Streamlabs or regular stats? From stream, it's regular stats. Okay. Dropped frame rate. Sorry, that Kylo turned around at the moment. Sorry. Let's start. Okay, weird. Dude. Okay. is up. 8 is right. Okay, so key press 7. That'd be blink. 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 Stealth. What the hell? What was the problem? Okay, it just won't work if I'm trying to do it like that. That's not efficient. Blink. Okay, so it does work. Blink. Okay, we can do this then. 8 was to the right. We'll just reset dark to be 8. And then what were the others? 6 is down, 5 is left. What should that one be? Heart? That's a little too obvious. Too common, like art, stuff like that. Let's do vision. Wait, the other one is dark vision. That would be that might confuse me. Blood, because it's a heart. And then fire is 5 for crossbow stuff. And then we can use the wheel ourselves to rebind any of that on the fly. Okay, now let's try this. Blood. Dark. Fire. Stealth. Blink. Okay. Well, that should work for now, at least. Very sorry about that. Again, important to test this stuff out, though, you know. But now that is, you know, the whole Was I going anywhere with that? Maybe I'm just yapping still. Okay. Didn't want to keep the game going in background because it felt like that'd be just inflating playtime. Heart. Blood. How do they... How are you supposed to bind the other ones? Hmm. Dolish. Wait, did these respawn? Huh? We only have 10 bullets. Okay. Did I... Wait, what? I saved things, right? I'm not going crazy? Okay, I guess I didn't. It seems. Dark. Dark. The infinite rats. Truly a hellish possibility. Stealth. Dark. Dear Miss Benton, when cleaning my study, I ask that you constrain your efforts strictly to the floors. Please, at all costs, refrain from attempting to clean or rearrange my bookshelf. fact, it best to keep away from it altogether. Otherwise, I'll have to reconsider the terms of your employment. Regards, Dr. Galvani. P.S. Since I'll be out of the city for a few days, I've left next week's pay as well. The bank was closed, so I'm afraid it's short by half. You can count on me for the remainder next week, of course. Why do you have these just casually in this room? That's insane. Okay, so the possession thing's making me curious now. Like, are you warping through them to teleport? Is it like a super blink sort of thing? Okay, well, there's no one here because we already saw that as much. Galvani, Delaya's case should arrive within a week, containing all the components you need. Be careful with the white phosphorus. Can't have you getting Fossy Jaw like the Tanners at the edge of the city. Poor bastards. Sorry you have to practice in secret. The vivisectionists should be celebrated, revered even. Cutting up rats should be done in the town square, with a crowd of eager students taking notes, not in some dirty little secret room hidden behind a wall of books. That's very subtle. Anyway, lucky for you to have an old friend who never left the academy. Let me know what else you need, but remember, it might be a month before I can put together another shipment. Yours in knowledge, Artemis Moore, Procurement Clerk and Provisioner, Academy of Natural Philosophy, Southwing. P.S. Next time you're nearby, come in for an afternoon. We've stayed fairly insulated from the plague, since so few come and go. And we've got quite the stock of Tivian brandy. Bull rat fetus. What?
The great ships have stopped bringing their hulls. What have they done to me? My father had golden hair, my mother hair like ash. This city is built on the bones of the great ones.
Gross. Mm-hmm. 287. That's very subtle.
Obviously, the plague rat is distinct from the ordinary rat, but in what respect? Its size and the coarse of its fur, and I believe in intelligence, although the experiments there are not complete. Coriander Zoological Survey describes only the ordinary rat, which means plague rats have only been here for 5 or 7 years at most. This was not a gradual migration. Could they have been introduced on purpose? Perhaps by a foreign power.
I thought that was somewhat obvious by now. I turned my heater back on. My fingers are getting cold. Excerpt from a series of interviews with street workers by rat catcher Lena. Rat catcher? Why not just rat killer? Isn't that the whole point? Used to be. You'd go out with a bag, a stick with a nail on the end, and catch as many rats as you could in a night. City watch paid by weight. My husband Benjamin and I mostly worked alone, and we got by. If we found a place where the rats were real bad, sometimes we'd hire a crew of street rats to work with us. Younger ones didn't make trouble. We'd pay them with bread and apple cider. Once plague came, the rats were different. Meaner, bigger, and a little quicker. You had to watch yourself. If you got cornered, they'd turn and a swarm would come back at you. I barely got away with my skin a few times down in the sewers. The bites hurt after a while, but it was a sound they made that stayed in your dreams that night. It got more dangerous. City Watch started paying better, but that didn't last long because after a while, too many people had been stripped clean, trying to fill the bag. One slip and they'd be all over you. 9 and trying to chew down to the bone. That's how I lost my boy, Benji. Yikes. Leviathan's Sorrow. That's a cool title. Excerpt on a report from a report on a treaty banned by the Roughshod Trade Council. Little is known of Picardy, credited with a series of pamphlets arguing against the whaling trade. While he is gifted, his views are nonsense and threaten the economic underpinnings of the empire. 01. Enslavement. On the breeding and husbanding of whales versus hunting the beasts in the wild after a natural and free life cycle. Picardy offers no solutions for where these massive, malevolent creatures might be pastured. Dissolution. Laments on the destruction of social bonds between herd members. Picardy actually uses the term families. Yeah. Harmony. Drivel on the aesthetic wonder of what is, in reality, the great and terrible ocean that ever threatens to swallow us. Includes arguments on the gentle nature of the brutes, a notion refuted by seamen who return to shore, wide-eyed with the tales of the whale's savagery. Yeah, probably because you're trying to fucking stab him. For disruption, here Picardy is on his weakest footing, issuing up feverish warnings against the displacement or transfer of natural beasts from their native environments. Yeah, okay, what are you gonna do when they're all gone, dipshit? For over a year, I've studied this cursed plague, collecting and dissecting rats by the thousands. Given their rapid gestation and maturation cycle, it's been possible to breed them for numerous generations. The rodents themselves seem immune to the plague, but they pass it readily between members of their own species, perhaps through mites. The blood of the rats tells its own story, allowing me to gauge the number of generations that a given group of rats have lived with the plague. As such, a nagging question remains. The rats collected in the poorest parts of town and the slums exhibit the oldest strains of the plague, while those found near the docks, where the foreign plague-bearing rats would presumably have entered our city, exhibit a younger strain of plague. Could this mean that the rats were transported to the slums in some way that is not obvious? I will continue my research. If nothing else, I am living proof that Skolagvar's elixir and Peria's remedy are very effective at protecting against the plague if one consumes enough of the stuff. That is valuable information. Gross. Ew. Did I really have to touch that? Um, you know, that actually might not be the most ethical thing to do. What do you mean for some reason? Oh, interesting. Triggering the wall of light drains the whole whale oil tank that powers it. Whale oil tanks have limited capacity and will eventually run out. Okay, that's a smart mechanic. The old Dunwell whiskey distillery. I mean, it's a racket, but is it a racket that's still like keeping poor people from like getting screwed too bad? I don't know. Excerpted interview attached to a formal report by City Works Crew 17A. I've been asked to tell the problem, so here it is. It's been every year that we work like men gone mad during the month of nets. I don't hardly see my family. It's bad enough that the works is clogged with trash from the catch, pieces of crates and nets, but the water smells of hackfish guts too. We got to get it done before the month of rain, or you know what. And it ain't like we get help from those pricks in civil engineering either. Been at this job for nigh on 28 years and never seen one of them come down below. Except to measure it all hold when they go putting in one of those their fancy new bridges. So these last 3 years been the worst, and here's why. It's the river crust. Moved into the works. We hear a man ahead yell and scream like it's burning up, and we climb up fast. No other choice. Ew. River crusts are vulnerable when they open their protective shells to spit sick slime at prey. What? What the hell are those? Menace maxing. I think there's somewhere that I haven't looked yet. Belvani pantry key. Where though? Oh. Stealth. Stealth. Bruh. Wait, was that the only thing in here? That was hardly worth. Whatever. Money's money. $20. $20.
When the last Leviathan is gone, darkness will fall.
Probably.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. Report all deceased family members to the local dead counter. Unreported deaths are a punishable offense.
Stealth.
There is a strong drink made here. I tried it once. Distilled from river crusts, but I've tasted it.
Ew.
Ain't he just a boss, like Slackjaw? No, this is one-eyed bird. Consorts with crazies, does rituals and the like.
His father was one of the first to die for play.
Damn right I am. Down in
A street thug, a knife for hire.
given dark powers. They slip and float across the room. Well, that give him a leg up.
This one cooks rats over a trash fire when he can't find anyone to draw.
Is it true that he lives in the flooded region? With them weepers and wild hell? That's what they say. Perfect place for a big killer to hide. It ain't good. Huh.
The brothels sprang up around the distillery.
true. Projectile launcher. Oh. Dark. Zoom.
Got anything to smoke or eat? Shut up.
The Abbey is dark, its doors are locked, and no more of the great sermons. The overseers have taken to the streets.
Well, what the?
Fuck. Stealth. I have no idea how you didn't see me.
There is a strong drink made here. I tried it once. Distilled from river crusts by the taste of it.
The Elixir Black Market. We've seen widespread looting since the month of plans. It wasn't prevalent at first, but it's a pattern now. There's an outbreak in one of the districts, and a watch moves in. We quarantine buildings, put down weepers, and deport anyone showing early signs. Afterward, the dead counters come through, and the lawyers write up the paperwork to transfer ownership of businesses and homes at Parliament's discretion. Soon afterward, like clockwork, the gangs begin tearing the place apart. There's a fairly robust black market now, because everyone wants elixir and most can't afford it. Even Sokolov's brand won't help you if you've already got the plague, but getting a regular dose is your best chance if you want to avoid contracting it. Some of the gangs have taken to buying small amounts and watering down before selling it. I have to admit, if I didn't have an officer's ration, I'd be buying from them. Nosy bastards.
Must have been rats.
Crazy thing to say.
Are you asleep? Get up. Cut this bastard up with a hatchet. Rough him up.
Oh. Well, they're dead anyways. Why am I doing this again? You know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. Dude. What the? Whatever. Come, give me this crap. Son of a bitch.
Where are you? Help me look for you.
What the fuck was that aim?
Where'd you run off? It's just a matter of time, buddy. He's as slippery as hagfish guts. Somebody give me a second to die! I'm gonna loot your corpse!
You know, that was also not very efficient. Ew. Either that food stays really well, or he just does not give a shit. Oh wow. Stealth. Hmm.
The brothels sprang up around the distilleries. They are inseparable.
Mm-hmm. Then again, if we sabotage it, then people will just have to stop buying it altogether. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Crazy. He just wanted to know where his brother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dice. Dice. That's an East Lever, Rodney. Okay, I got one. Dice. Well, give it. Okay, here goes. The nobleman laid with the scullery maid, so loudly they made quite a rhyme. The nobleman's wife took the butcher at night, carved herself some decent quiet. Oh, I get it. The wife done kind of both, right?
Yeah, that's the gist. Now it's your turn.
Oh, let me think. Okay. Yeah, I got one. Ready?
I'm listening.
There once was a sailor from Morley who fancied a woman most sorely. He gave her his cash, she gave him a rash, and that's all. There isn't no Morley.
Alright, you win. You win.
Well, I know 100 of these old rhymes. My mama used to tell me. Look out, damn it! Crap! Wonder what... This guy. Spread out. I give up on that rat. Did you see that? He's gone. I know you're here. Hey, dead body. Oh, I'll find you. Help me look. Where'd you run off to?
Oh.
It's just a matter of time, buddy. I know you're here.
Dice.
Okay. I don't think you can do it that way. How do you... Mm-hmm. Is there not a way to disarm it? Like, you just have to trigger it? Yeah, fuck that. Nice. Okay, it doesn't work on walls of light, but does work on tripwire. Good to know. Stealth.
Yeah, someone's still around. Someone wants to get hurt.
Gross. Don't touch me. Delicious. Hmm. Hmm. How are you supposed to get in there? I mean, it looks like there's just a vial and thing in there. More important question, where is this guy who keeps thinking he sees me? Eh.
Can you hear them too? Crying out in the dark.
Hmm? What? Did I attach it to one of them? I'm rather confused.
Someone's about to get shot. Where are you? Spread out. Oh, all five. I know you're. What the? Aha! I'm gonna dump you in the river and. Die! You bastard!
I should have thrown one of those at him. That would have been cool. Ah! What the fuck? This fucking game. Whatever. don't know if this detour was worth it. This better be a cool ass route. Wait, aren't they all the same? There's like nothing that different. Oh, I guess I didn't spend it yet in that.
Off you go. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me. Now I can stroll along the waterfront in peace. And don't think I've forgotten your little gift. Go on upstairs, dear one.
Sweet.
That will never wash. Never, never, never.
Mm.
The thinkers of the city. They devise new ways to tame the elements.
I bet you could speedrun this game really fast. Like, just abusing the hell out of the blink system. Oh, excuse me. That was gross. Stealth.
Hello, Martin. I hear the second day is when the skin really starts to come all the way off. Is that true? Or is it the itching that really gets you? Or the rats?
Jasper, isn't it? It's not so bad in here.
Even now he
Except I'm
whispers
missing
the
wife.
prayer against witchcraft.
Ha! You don't scare easy, I'll give you that.
There are few brave enough to laugh in the outsider's face. But T. Martin is one.
Hey, bro.
What a sight you are in that mask. I know who you are and what you're here to do. And I can help. Unlock me and I'll buy you a drink in a couple of days. By the void, I'll buy you 100 drinks.
Release lever.
Poor circulation, and I seem to have forgotten my mitten. Feels good to stand up straight. Thank you, Corvo. What you're here to do tonight is of the highest importance. We've got to find Emily, so kill Campbell and make it quick. Once it's done, search his body for the journal, his notorious black book, and get out of there. Campbell is meeting with a guard named Kurnow. And word from my informant is that Campbell is going to poison him. Maybe you can use that to your advantage. Alright, I won't be of any help here, so I'll make my own way back to the Hound Pits pub. If I see Samuel the boatman, I'll tell him to pick you up in the backyard, behind the office of the High Overseer. May all the spirits guide you, and may our enemy's head hit the floor without you taking a scratch.
Oh, well, that's a nice mantra.
I was just reading in the archive about the Heretic's brand. It sounds painful. Have you ever seen the ritual?
Stealth.
I've never seen the Heretic's brand used. No, it's a rare occurrence. But I did spy the face of one so branded. A former member of our order, of course. Out on a retreat, we passed through a fishing town and saw him begging.
What were his crimes?
Who can say? The brand is reserved for an overseer, or even the High Overseer himself, who violates our codes and must be cast out permanently. Remember the 7 strictures, and you never need worry about such matters.
I will, brother. Die, filthy furball. Things are bad. Did the city get any worse?
What? What was that? Oh, these are overseers? Shouldn't I? I feel like I should kill them, right? Yeah, eat up, buddy. Yeah, I feel like I should probably get rid of overseers at least. City Watch. Eh. Oh, wait. Stealth. Stealth. Colonels. Captain Colonel is Runette. Retinue will be here this evening. Oh, by the way, we got like 10 minutes left of the stream. Sorry. See that they are allowed through the checkpoint without incident. I would like him a fair mood when I have drinks with him in the meeting chamber. Also, be prepared to defend the checkpoint from the inside should things go awry with negotiations. Not that I expect you should, but I want your overseers prepared in case Conroe and his men live up to the City Watch's reputation. Overseer, High Overseer Campbell. I wish Dark Vision lasted longer. Seven, 6, 5. I don't think that's an actual thing.
Think you'll get your own squad after what happened last night?
Never doubt it.
sometimes you just gotta cut loose, you know? Nice. What? Okay, I was gonna say, that's not him, right? Stealth. Copper wire. Delicious. The kennels? Oh, I think I hear my family's bus. Stealth. Stealth. Nice. Oh, right. Sorry. Okay. See you guys Sunday for Super Sunday. Helldivers 2, remember, we gotta kill like 1 billion Terminids and Automatons. See ya.